So now it's time to buy a car. Okay, once again, we have to be able to afford the car that we are purchasing. And so what I'm going to show you in this video is not only where you're going to go to shop for your car, but how to determine whether or not you can afford it. We're working on this PowerPoint, as you can see. So far, I've started on my intro slide, and then I have a couple of slides for my career, a couple of slides for my house, and information about the city where my house is located. So now I'm going to move on to the next thing on the instructions. If we scroll on past city data, which is the city town, on the instructions, you'll see car. It says a minimum of one slide with information about the car that you will drive. Go to cargurus.com to find the monthly cost for the car and a picture of the car. Your slide must contain the following: the total cost of the car, in other words, how much it cost altogether, the number of years you paid off the car, the monthly cost. Remember, it cannot be more than 10% of your salary each month. You'll need to see part 2 of the It's My Life research assignment to see how much you can afford to spend on a car. Now, if you go back to Google Classroom and look in the classwork section and Google Assignments, scroll down, you will see the It's My Life research assignment on March the 4th. If you'll open that up, you'll be able to see the number that you calculated on the amount that you can afford for the car. It's located on page 2 of this document, so make sure you reference that because it all ties together here. All right, we are going to use tinyurl Parker House Loan and enter the total price for the car, and then select how long you choose to finance the car for. You see, the longer that you choose to pay off your car, the more you will end up paying for it in the end. I do give you the option. You can pay off your car in as little as 3 years or as much as 7 years. You get the option. Remember, the longer you take to pay off your car, the more money you will give to the car company, the loan company. All right? So, you'll figure out how much your payments are based on 4.9% interest and how many years you choose to pay it off in. And then on your slide, you're going to put the year, make, and model of the car. So if I were to buy a Chevrolet Tahoe, the make is Chevrolet and the model is Tahoe. And then I need 2 pictures. All right, so let's go shopping. You can get to cargurus.com by clicking Car Gurus and then just clicking the link that pops up there. And it does take you to Car Gurus. You can buy a used car or a new car. I'm going to start out at new car. As a teacher, my monthly income is $6,833. Back on the research assignment that we did, the It's My Life research assignment, page 2, you took this number, whatever your monthly average salary is, and you got 10% of that. So you just used a calculator and you multiplied 6,833 times 0.10, and the monthly payments on a car, if you make $6,833 a month, you cannot afford anything more than $683.33. So now that we know that that's what we need to be shopping for, we go shopping. I'm going to try and get a new car. And just keeping with what I have, I suppose that I will go with the Toyota. And I think that I will go with, let me try a 4Runner. And then the zip code for Elkhart is 75839. And I'm going to search. And it's going to look for all the Toyota 4Runners that are new, located within 100 miles. If you look over here on the left, you'll see the radius of 100 miles. Within 100 miles of 75839. Now, some of them don't have images, so I'm going to scroll down until I find one. All right, so here's a 2021 Toyota 4Runner SR5 rear-wheel drive. That's what RWD stands for. And it costs $38,427. So let me see if I can afford that car. Remember, my payments can't be more than $683.30. So let's go to the loan calculator, which is again on your instructions. Click right here where it says tinyurl.com/Parker House Loan, and then click the little bubble that pops up. Now for loan amount, I'm going to put how much the car cost. Right here it tells me the car is $38,033. So I come over here and I type 38 and $33. $38,033. Now I get to choose how long I want to pay this car off. I can pay it off in as little as 3 years, which means that my payments will be more per month, but when it's all said and done, I will have paid less for the car. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the loan amount is $38,033. I'm paying it off in 3 years, which is 36 months because there's 12 months in a year. 12 times 3 is 36. The instructions tell me that my interest rate is 4.9%. So I go here and I change this to 4.9 and then I click calculate. So if I were to buy this car in 3 years, I would have it paid off in 3 years, and my payments would be $1,138.18 a month. Wah, wah. I could only afford $683. I'm over by almost double. So I could not buy this car paying it off in 3 years. Notice, by the way, that my interest paid is $2,941. That's if I pay it off in 3 years. Watch what happens if I don't change anything other than how long I pay off the car. So we're going to go from 3 years to 7 years. Okay, this is called interest that you're learning here. So that same $38,000 vehicle, instead of paying it off in 3 years, I'm going to pay it off in 7 years at 4.9% interest. I'm going to click calculate. And notice that my monthly payments are within my budget. Remember, I could spend $683. This is $535. I could get that car. But look at my total interest paid. If I choose to pay off that car over 7 years, I will give the bank an additional $6,971.65 in interest. What that means is I will pay the bank $38,000 plus $6,971. So a grand total of somewhere in the ballpark of $44,000 for a $38,000 vehicle because I'm paying all this interest. So yes, you can pay off your car up to 7 years, but understand the longer you take to pay for the car, the more money you're going to pay the bank in interest. So I don't like giving the bank money unnecessarily. So I'm thinking that I can't afford a $38,000 car. So I'm going to go ahead and move this back to 3 years. And I'm going to just throw in some numbers here until I get to that 683. I don't know what car amount I could afford that would come to $683 a month. So here in this top blank here, the loan amount, I'm just going to start out and put in $20,000. And I'm going to click calculate. A $20,000 car paid off in 3 years, the monthly payments would be $598. Awesome, I could afford that. But I want to know what is the maximum that I could afford. So I'm going to put in $25,000 and hit calculate. $743, okay, $748. Now I could only get a car payment of $683 a month. So I know that somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000 is the maximum I could pay. Let me see what $23,000 looks like. If I choose to pay off the car, if I choose to buy a car that costs $23,000, I cannot pay it off in 3 years. It is over by $5 a month. And you can't say, Ms. Parker, it's only $5. It is, but it's $5 you don't have. So $23,000 is too much. Let's try $22,500. There we go. All right. So $22,500 is the most I could pay off, buy a car and pay it off in 3 years. So now let me go shopping knowing that information. So I'm going to come back and maybe I don't need a brand new one. Okay. Maybe I can get a used one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sort this by price. And I'm going to tell it here that I want the maximum to be $22,500. Oof, there we go. $22,500, and I click search. Now, it's going to give me all cars within a 100-mile radius that is $22,500 or less. it has lost my my Toyota 4Runner, so I may have to search through to try and find that. I know that I don't want any of these little toy cars, so I am probably going to go up and give it a little more detail over here on this side. So let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. You can see different types of fuel, the color that you want, and you can go and find what, oh, there's the make right there. So I'm looking for a Toyota. There's 105 of them, by the way, 105 Toyotas that are 22,500 or less. And I'm going to see what it gave me. Okay, so we're in Toyotas, and we've got some cars here. Looks like if I'm going to want a Toyota, I'm going to have to, well, take a car, it looks like. I really wanted an SUV. If I'm going to get a new car, though, the only new Toyota that I can afford is a car. I cannot afford a truck, it looks like, or an SUV. Let's see what happens if I click here. Maybe it'll give me a used one. Notice that I'm just surfing through and trying to get it. No, nothing. All right. I can always go back also and search for used cars. I'm currently in new cars, so let's go to used cars. I'm not opposed to having a used car. And again, I'm going to choose Toyota. I know that the top amount of money that I can afford to spend, right here where it says maximum price, I know that $22,500 is the most that I can afford to spend. And now here we go. All right, I can get me a RAV4 for $19,388. An FJ Cruiser is $22,000. So basically, I'm just going down to find one that I like. You know, there's a Sequoia. Oh, that's an 07. Look at that. It's got 181,000 miles on it. That's a lot of miles. I think I might get me a RAV4. I like this one. So this car is $18,026. It's a 2018 Toyota RAV4. And so I'm ready to take this information and figure up the car payments and put it onto my slide. So let's do the car payments. This car is $18,026. So I go to loan calculator, and in loan amount, I put $18,026. I'm going to pay it off in 3 years, and the interest rate is 4.9%. I click calculate, and my payments are $539.45. Now the instructions tell me that I need to have on my slide this information: the total cost of the car, the number of years you took to pay off the car, the year, make, and model, and 2 pictures. All right, here we go. So to my slide, I'm going to go down to this slide because I need my car after this slide about Elkhart, Texas. I'm going to go to Insert, New Slide, and I'll call this one My Car. And then I guess for the subtitle, I put 2018 Toyota RAV4. RAV4 LE. I couldn't remember. RAV4 LE. So I have the year, the make, and the model. And over here I'll put total cost. So if I had cash money, I would need $18,026 in cash in order to be able to pay for it outright. Most people don't have that, so they go and get a loan instead. I don't like the way it pasted that in. Let me go to undo. I'm going to paste without formatting, and then I'm going to come back and go to Control V. There we go. Total cost is $18,026. Then the next thing the instructions tell me that I need is the number of years that I paid off the car. So I'm going to put pay off time, 3 years. And while I'm on that, notice here that I'm only paying $1,400 in interest, $1,394 in interest. That's way better than the first car that I looked at. The total interest paid on that was $7,000 something. So I'm doing better. I'm saving money, which is important. All right, the next thing that I need for my car is the monthly cost for the car, which I got that from the loan calculator. It's right here, $539.45. So I'm going to copy that and come back to my slide and put monthly payment. And there we go. Next thing that I need is The year, make, and model, I have that. 2 pictures of the car. All right, so I will go back to here. I guess I'll take that picture. Let me just copy the image and go to my PowerPoint and paste it in and resize it because that's way too big. And it's still too big. So I'm going to resize again. Remember, when you resize a picture, use the corner so you don't mess up the image quality. And let's see, down at the bottom, let's see if I can get another one. I was hoping they had an interior, but looks like they're only giving me exterior shots. I'll take that one. So copy image and paste. Oh, gets me every time. Once again, too big, so I'll resize it down. Maybe put it here. And my car slide, all I need to do now is animate it, where things are flying in and rotating, and I'm not having to click the mouse to make it happen. But that's how you're going to buy a car. You're going to stay within budget. You can only afford to spend 10% of what you make each month on a car payment. I make $6,833 a month according to Career Cruising, which means that my car payment can't be more than 10% of that, which is $683.33, which is why I have the 2018 Toyota RAV4 that only cost me $539 a month, instead of the 2021 Toyota 4Runner with all the bells and whistles that I looked at first. Hope this helps you to buy a car that you can afford one day.